Wednesday we started a series that we're going to teach you for the whole month of October. We're going to teach you for the whole month. Thank you. For the whole month of October. How many know that God is a spirit?
Yes, He is. Man.
It says on Wednesday, I was looking at the part of the service. I was listening to part of the service. No one has seen the devil at any time, have you? Have you ever seen the devil? How do you know the devil exists? Have you ever seen it? You never seen the devil, have you? Has anybody ever seen? Have you seen the devil? Well, how do you know he's real then? How do anybody know the devil's real? You never seen him, right?
Amen.
You never seen him. Because he's a spirit. He's a spirit. Hello.
See his fruits.
So wait a minute. So you can't see the manifestation of the devil without a body, can you?
Right.
And what Satan wants most? He wants a body. In order to express himself, he got to have a body. You notice in Genesis, in the beginning of the fall, if Satan is so powerful, why didn't he just go talk to Eve? He couldn't, could he? He had to borrow somebody's body to do it. Anybody know anything about creation? Have you read the creation? You read about the fall? Genesis chapter 3. Genesis chapter 3, verse 1. It says, now the serpent was most subtle than any beast of the field that the Lord God created. Then again, it says that the Lord God created. So Satan could not talk to Eve because he was illegal. He didn't have a body. So he borrowed one. He borrowed the serpent's body. So he could communicate with the woman. So he borrowed the serpent's body so he could talk to Eve. All he wanted to do was to talk to Eve. Once he talked to Eve, he got her mind to disconnect from God so he could steal her body. You ever wonder why he didn't start with the man? Because man don't have reproductive organs. The woman do. He said, I want to start with the source of all creation is in the woman. Man only produces seed. Woman brings seed to production. Without woman's production, there is no seed, is it? Are with me? Can a man have a baby? No. But he can make one. But he can't have one. He said, I want to get the maker and the producer. But I got to get the maker and the producer to be on the same page. I don't just want the woman's body. I want the man's body too. But 90% of men love the woman. And they say, Adam said, nah, I know what God told me. Because if you read the Bible says Adam was not deceived. Was Adam deceived? No. So if you're not deceived, that means you chose it. That's right. But why did he choose it? Because he knew what God was going to do to Eve. And he loved her. So you got to read the Bible the way it's printed. Because it doesn't, if you read it, it seems like God created them one day and they fell the next. But how many know that ain't how it happened? The Bible does not tell you how long they was in the garden. It does not tell you how affectionate he was towards Eve. It doesn't tell you how much love he had for her. All it seems like is he created them on one week, and then the next day they had a fall. But how many know that ain't happened? That took some time. Now, let me give you a good illustration. Now, you come to church, and it takes you a while to start backsliding. You don't backslide the first day you come here. Do you? The devil has to talk you out of your relationship. He don't talk you out of your relationship the first day with Brother Wayne. Why? Because you're too strong. He got to work on you a while. You're not going to tell me that Eve walked up to this tree and just fell. No, she been walking by that tree for a while, baby. She been looking at that tree for a while. See, he was getting her looking at it. Because see, once he gets you to look at something, he's going to start talking to you about it. But if you don't ever look at it, he won't talk to you about it.
You're right.
Yeah. that right?
Show enough.
Yes.
So, because when I used to read them, like, God, you just created us, and then we fail. That's a time lapse. That's not even written in the Bible. That's not even talked about. Because if you get saved today, and you get on fire for God, the enemy is not going to talk you out of what you got today. But if you don't stay focused on God by Friday, He don't talk you out of it.
Amen. That's right. That's right.
And I'm talking to somebody other than me. See, what happens is you don't stay focused on God, so He talk you out of it by Friday.
That's right.
Because it's going to take a little while to change how you feel about something.
That's right.
That's true.
That's right.
That's so true.
That's right.
But just like Satan needs a body, God needs one too. But you notice God never created the body for Satan. Do you think God created the body just for Satan?
No.
He didn't. He didn't create us so we can live a life of sin. He didn't make hell for us. If you read the Bible correctly, it says hell was created for the devil and his angels. You know what the book says?
Yeah.
But it also says this. But since men's hearts are hardened, God made it a little bigger.
Okay.
He's going to stretch the rooms out because you want to go there too. So I'm going to make it a little bigger because you're going to listen to me. So since you don't listen to me, I didn't make it for you. That ain't what I made it for. I created to kill the devil. But since you want to go there, I'll make it a little bigger. I'll stretch it out, make some room for you. But I didn't make it for you. That ain't what I created it for. But since you don't want to listen to me, I'm going to.
Come on, preacher.
But I want to talk to you about that stuff. I want to talk about to you about God needs your body.
Amen.
God needs your body to do His work in the earth. If you read the Old Testament when it concerns Moses and the children of Israel and Abram and Sodom and Gomorrah and Lot, God has all power, right?
Yes.
Why do He need to go talk to Abram about killing the people of Sodom and Gomorrah? Why didn't He just go down and do it? You ever stop thinking about that?
They need a body. Come on.
Because God can't do nothing on earth without you.
That's it.
That's why when folks say things like, if God is a God of love, why He let that man murder all those children? You ever heard folks say stuff like that? If God is a God of love, why is there so much war and killing?
No.
You know, if God is a God of love, why is there so much drugs and violence in my city? He is a God of love, but He gave you to me.
That's right.
That's what He said. That's what He said.
That's right.
Yeah, come on.
Just put your pen right there.
That's all right.
Come on.
Let's go to Genesis chapter 1. Oops. Genesis chapter 1. Let's start reading verse 24. I want to show you something. And even though God is all powerful and He holds the universe, He holds the universe.
Hallelujah.
Father, in the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus. We command the headache, the body aches, everything that's going on in this temple right now. We command to line up with the word of God. I curse this pain at the root. As Jesus cursed the fish. From this day hence shall no man eat of thee again and walk away. Peter, behold the tree, said, Master, this tree you cursed at the root has withered. Now, Father, touch his touch his body. Touch him in the name of Jesus. Oh, in the name of Jesus. We thank you for the headache drying up right now. Dry up. In the fever going in the name of Jesus. Infirmity will drive you out in the name of Jesus. 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 We thank you right now. We thank you. For you are the healer of all healing. You are the deliverer of all deliverance. We thank you by the stripes you took, for the beating that you took, for the healing of the body. Healing in the children. And it belongs to Christ. Just like it belongs to us. In Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Hallelujah. 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 Genesis chapter 1 and verse 24 says, look at this. Before we can understand anything else, we understand what God has done for us. And God said, let the earth, everybody have it before I read? Yes. Amen. And God said, let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind. See that? After his kind. Cattle and creeping things and beasts of the earth. After his kind. And it was after his kind. It can't produce nothing else. It can't produce nothing else but its kind. And God made the beasts of the earth after his kind, and the cattle after his kind, and everything that creeps upon the earth after his kind. Notice he said, let us make it. It seemed like when he said it, it should already took place. Yeah. But when it comes to God, he speaks then create. So he spoke it in the heavenly, and the next verse he created it in the earth. Yes. Are y'all listening to me? Yeah. He said, I'm going to make some cattle. Before they hit the earth, they was already made. Right. Are y'all listening to me? Right. Listen to me. Before they hit the earth, they was already made. And then he created them. Amen. After his kind. Remember, God is a spirit. He don't have hands. Amen. Not physical hands. And though we all see it, he do not have physical eyes. And though we all know it, he does not have a physical brain, does it? So what did he create you for? To get rich? No. To drive fancy cars? No. To live in big houses? No. He created your hands for him. Yes. God is supposed to put you on like a suit. Are you listening to me? Those clothes were specifically made for your body. They wasn't made for you. But you the one put them on because your body can't. Come on, Pastor. I need y'all to talk to me. Can your body put them clothes on without you? Come on. Even when you deceased, can your body put clothes on without you? No. Somebody else has to put them clothes on your body. Yes. Amen. Help y'all with that. If you were to lose your mind today, the capacity to put on clothes, but you're still alive with a body, but your mind does not have the capacity to put on clothes no more. So since you lost that capacity, you will not clothe yourself. Right. You're going to need somebody else with the mind to clothe you. That's right. That's right. When Adam fell, he could no longer clothe himself. That's right. He tried. He made some fig aprons, didn't he? Yeah. He sold himself some fig aprons. He tried to clothe himself again. And that's what we've been doing since the fall. We've been trying to clothe ourselves. We've been trying to put on our body what we think it needs. So we go buy a house and you still sad. You go buy a car and you still sad. You marry this woman, that man, that woman, that man, and you still sad. You go from one promotion in your job to
another promotion on your job and you're still sad. Trying to clothe your body. Trying to find what fits. Some of y'all did it this morning. You stood in your closet just like I did, trying to find what fit. Or you just spin it through, go back, start over, go back, start over, go back, until you found what your mind said was acceptable. And when your mind said it was acceptable, you put it on you.
Yes, sir.
You didn't put it on until your mind told you it looked good. Because you was the only one in the mirror. And when nobody else there to tell you, especially if you live by yourself, when nobody else there to tell you that looked good on you. But your mind told you that looked good on you.
Yeah.
And you said, okay, mind, I'm going to wear it.
Come on with it.
Ain't that right? And you put on your clothes and your makeup and do your hair because your mind told you it looked good.
That's right.
But let your mind tell you it don't look good. You'll go back and take it off after you put it on. You know the Holy Ghost just said, but every time you come to church, God minds tell you what you got on your body don't look good, but you ain't taking it off. But when your mind tell you an outfit don't look good, then going back to the closet.
I know it.
Won't you? Ain't he telling the truth? Let that makeup, let that lipstick don't fit that makeup. You gotta find me some more. Because it didn't fit your face. But your face didn't tell you it didn't look good. Your mind did.
All right. That's good.
Isn't that something? 90% of what we do is because our mind told it was okay. I'm going to preach me, Brother Chris. 90% of what we do is because my mind told me it was okay. My mind said, it's all right, that look good. But as soon as it tells me it ain't right, but notice what it don't do. It don't never tell you that sin ain't right. It'll tell you everything else ain't right, but it won't never tell you sin ain't right. It'll make you enjoy sin. But when it comes to righteousness, holiness, and separation, it'll tell you, no, that ain't right. But sleeping with somebody you ain't married to, ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't understand that mind.
Come on.
Come on with it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But when it comes to holiness, there's something wrong with holiness. Some of y'all say in church, judge me right now, man. You don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. You got it right. But the Holy Ghost is good. And I'm about to tell you, you can't change nothing in God without Him. And He can't change nothing in you without you.
That's right.
I'm going to say that again, because I need you to get this. You can't change nothing in God. That means you got the power to change it. No, you don't. That's what the devil told you. You do. Because look what Abram did and Moses did. And they didn't have the Holy Ghost. You got God in you. They had God on them. That's two different places.
That's right.
But wait a minute. A person with God on him can rebuke God about killing the people he just brought on abundance. With God on him. He ain't in him. He on him.
Yeah. Own it. Yeah.
What I'm going to do with him in me? He on Moses. He ain't in Moses. Because the son hadn't came. And the son hadn't died. And the body hadn't got up yet. So he was on Moses. But Moses rebuked him and said, shall it be said of thee, God who delivered from Pharaoh can't keep him in the wilderness? He rebuked God. And God changed his mind. God said, okay, I hear you, Moses. I ain't going to mess with him. It ain't like Moses told God, or God told Moses. Moses told God. You know why he told God? Because Moses knew the principle. God has no dominion in the earth. You do. You have no dominion in heaven. God do. Good. I'm going to say that again. God has no dominion in the earth. You do. You have no dominion in heaven. God do. So when you bind on the earth, you know what the scripture says? God will bind it in the heaven. When you loose it on the earth, you know what the scripture says? God will loose it in the heaven. God said, I'm going to calm down.
Yes.
So what you telling me, Joshua, Pastor, is that God listens to me? Yeah, he do. I'm going to show you why he do. But let me help you out. He don't listen to you while you're not listening to him.
That's right.
But if you don't listen to him, he going, thank you, Holy Ghost. This is simple wisdom. Simple wisdom. This is going to help you. Can I use y'all too? Can I use y'all too? She said yeah, but you ain't saying nothing. Can I use y'all too? I think this got to be a joint decision. So I can use y'all too, right? So Tion, when you listen to Chantel and she don't listen to you? Chantel, when you listen to Tion, if you don't listen to you? That's natural. Wait. But if he listens to you, you're going to listen to him. If she listens to you, you're going to listen to her. Did y'all hear that? That's natural. We're going to catch up next week, but I hope you get it for next week. That's natural. That's natural. That is a relationship. What do you think you and God got? Y'all got a relationship. So, wait a minute. God says, Joshua, long as you listen to me, I got to listen to you. So that's a relationship. Boy, I ain't trying to preach that hard. So guess what? When God says stop doing something, brother Wayne, I stop it immediately. So when I say, God, I need you to get him, he get him immediately. When I say, God, I need you to deal with him, he deal with him immediately. Why? Because I obey, he obey. Because we got a relationship.
That's it.
Me and Kim just ain't married, y'all. We got a relationship. We ain't been married for 29 years. We've been in a relationship for 29 years. So in the hard times, I bow down, she bow down. In the good times, we stand up together. No matter what condition we in, we have together. See, when life get hard, you want to run away from God. When life good, you want to get your shot on. Well, wait a minute. A relationship just ain't built on good times. The power of the relationship is when it's hard.
That's it.
I'm gonna call it that. How you gonna know God's power if you have y'all time?
You got to go. You got to go through to get to
The
it.
church don't want to suffer. Paul said, I embrace suffering. I'll take ownership. Why? Because it shows me God.
Preach on, preachers. Yes.
God made the beasts of the earth after his kind,
After his kind.
and the cattle after their kind,
Come on.
and everything that creeps upon the earth after his kind. And God saw that it was good.
It was good.
Then listen what he said about the veil. Listen what he said about the veil. Look what he said about Hazel. Listen what he says about Brother Chris.
Yes.
You know God can't lie, right? God can't change his mind. Once that leave his lips, it got to come to pass. Ain't the sun shining? Do you believe God created the sun?
Yes.
Do you have anything with it going down or coming up?
No.
Do you? No. Do you believe God created the rain? Do you have anything to do with it coming or coming? Going or coming? Do you? Wait a minute. He said, once I spoke it, it got to happen.
Got to.
You know the Holy Ghost said, it's fine. You know the Holy Ghost said, he said, God didn't save man for man. He saved man for his word.
That's right.
Because when man failed, God was separated from his word. So guess what he did? He spoke another word. He told that slew-foot devil, the same woman that you used to get him out of order, I'm going to take a seed out of her. Because Adam called her Eve because she's the life giver of all things. He said, y'all just sit right there for a few minutes. She said, I'm going down the road. I ain't worried about right now. Down the road, generation after generation, I'm going to come back through that same woman. It ain't going to be the same woman because she's the giver of life to every created man and woman. It's going to be her. Do you hear me now? I'm speaking the word right now. In Isaiah chapter 6 was the word. Isaiah chapter 9 verse 6 says, unto us the seed came.
All right.
Unto us the seed showed up. It came in the body. See, the child was the body. body, but the Son with the Holy Ghost. See, you got the body, but God got the Holy Ghost. God can't get the body without you, and you can't get the Holy Ghost without God. Yeah. Huh?
Thank you, Lord.
Let me calm down.
Oh, yeah.
You can't get the Holy Ghost without God. And God can't get Hazel's body without Hazel.
So,
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
he said in verse 20, read verse 26. Somebody read it for me.
And God said,
And God said,
let us make man
in
our image,
after our likeness.
after our likeness.
Now notice when he dealt with the cows, he just said likeness. He put no image on it. Go back up to the next verses. When he talked about the animals, he never said they had an image. He said they'll just keep reproducing out of his kind. You know why? Because animals don't have a spirit. They just have soul and body. Man is the only creation that came with spirit, soul, and body. So we can get a likeness from the spirit because God is a spirit infused into our soul, which transforms our bodies. When the spirit of perversion moves into a woman, y'all just talk to me for a few minutes. When the spirit of perversion moves into a woman, it don't move into her spirit because only God got access to her spirit. He'll never give that to the devil. That's why he is the only one who can wake up evil's spirit. Nobody else can do it. But the devil have access to your soul, not your spirit. Because that's why he can be cast out of you. If he had access to your spirit, he would never have to leave. Sorry for me to let him marinate. So when the spirit of perversion, Brother Devontae, moves into a woman, she looks like her. But the spirit moves into her to make her look like him. After a while, no matter how pretty she is, if the spirit keeps on conforming her, she gonna look like him. No, you say right there for a few minutes.
come on.
That's that likeness part.
Yes. Wow. Come on.
Y'all caught him yet?
Yeah.
Because y'all drew back so far, I'm going to wait for y'all to catch back up. You know anybody like that? A pretty girl who wanted to be a boy, and then she lost her beauty because she wanted to look like a man. But wait a minute, her mind told her that? No, the spirit of perversion told her that. You ever seen a man who used to look like a man, but the more he gave himself over to the spirit of perversion, he started looking like a woman? You ever seen that, Brother?
I've seen that.
You seen that? Pure transformed. His flesh pure took on a whole other image.
That's so true. That's true.
That's why when you get saved, right, and you go around people you used to hang out with, the first thing they tell you, you don't look the same. Don't they? They say, what happened to you? But in your mind, you said, I look the same. I'm the same person. They're like, no, it's something different. Something different. Your face don't look the same. What they don't understand is God infusing himself in your face. He's starting to take over your face.
That's right. Yeah.
Image is the replica of the real thing. Replica is identity to the real thing, but not the real thing. Say that again. The word image is replica of the original thing. The word replica is identical to the original thing, but not the real thing. But God is a spirit, so the more I give myself to the word and obey this, and the more I obey the word, the more Holy Ghost gets to infuse himself. And the more the Holy Ghost infuses himself, the more I look like God.
All right.
Come on.
Come on.
Yes.
Sin darkens the countenance.
Yes, it does.
Sin makes you look brown and dark and out of light. But when the Holy Ghost come in, your face light up, your words light up, your character light up, your attitude lights up. When you used to snap, crackle, and pop, quiet. See, they can't understand. What happened to you? You're supposed to went off a long time ago. You can't go off because you gone. Remember, God can't do nothing for civil without civil. And civil can't do nothing for God without God. But we've been going to church our whole life. And then when somebody preach something like this to you, you look at me like really, it's kind of like deers in the headlights. Because if you could look at your own face while you look at me while I preach, that's what you look like. You look like I'm crazy. You look like I'm crazy. That's the kind of looks some you have in your face like, man, ain't that can't happen. And then I bring in a scripture short so you still look like it. You know why? All you did is go to church your whole life. That's all you know is church. You don't know God. The Bible says the things of God to the natural man is foolish. So when I talk like this, it's foolishness to you. You ain't never heard it.
That's right. That's what the word said.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, you said this a hit.
Then you sit out your spirit, trying to tell my spirit that I don't know what I'm talking about. And then my spirit said, go get a word. And then you got to fight the word when you leave here. You're not fighting me.
Good God, you preaching, Pastor Cole. You don't never preach no more.
He said, God made the beasts of the field and all that stuff. And he said, and God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness. In this part. And let them, notice he said them. He didn't say he. If he would have said he, it would just stop with Adam and Eve. That includes you. That includes you. That includes us. He said, let them. Let me help you out. Any man that comes out of a woman, any woman that comes out of a woman, because she ain't coming nowhere else. They've been trying to make a baby for a long time. They ain't made one yet without a woman. I mean, God designed for them not to get it without a woman. You can make embryos, but they can't make no baby. Because only God can give soul. They can't clone another human. They cloned Billy the goat. Whatever that goat was, or sheep, whatever she was, they died 3 days later. Because they couldn't get no soul in it.
Good God.
You ain't never seen them clone another human being, have you? No. They trying though. They genetically trying. They breaking out the embryos, separating the embryo from the atoms and all the other stuff they do in the laboratory, trying to get a human. But God said, I ain't made you that smart. I gave you some intelligence, but I ain't give you that. You know, you come to be me. I ain't gonna let you be me. I let you be like me, but I won't let you be me. So you'll never be me. You'll never make no man. I'm not gonna make a man. So they separate the embryos and taking out all the other stuff, trying to get them a human. Trying to get them a human. Folks even talking they're gonna live there, they're gonna put their body in cryos. Cryo, I mean freezing. Cryogenics, that's it, cryogenics. They're gonna freeze their body. That's what Jeff Bezos said. You know, he's a 600 billionaire. About to be a trillionaire. He only worth $800 billion. 2 more billion, he'll be a trillionaire. Wow. That's Jeff Bezos. You know, he's on Amazon. In case y'all didn't know.
Freeze the body.
Jeff Bezos is worth 800. Him himself worth 400 billion. Just him. His company worth another 400 billion. So that's 800 billion. 2 more 100 billion. He'll be the first trillionaire in the history of America. Not a billionaire, a trillionaire. Because 100 billion goes to a trillion. Once he reached 100 billion, which was not good English, but once he get past 800 billion to the next step is to be a trillionaire. There ain't nobody on the planet ever been a trillionaire. You know what? Have you ever seen anybody have $1 trillion by himself? He almost there.
I wish I knew.
I do know. You just don't know me. I know him. His name's Jeff Bezos. He found out in his garage. I read about him. I know him. He just don't know me. So let me help y'all with that. So y'all know God, and the problem is that you don't know God. It's the problem is God don't know you. That's your problem. You run around telling folks you know God. I don't care about knowing God. What I care about is God know me. That's all I care about. Because a lot of people know God, don't they, sister? Oh, I know God. You do? That ain't the question. The question is, do he know you? I know it. And I can send him an email. But he ain't going to respond to me because he don't know me.
I know somebody. tree.
Glory be to God.
Who?
My father in heaven.
He ain't no tree now.
Over a tree.
Well, you can't compare him to the natural world.
Oh, no.
He on the earth and the fullness thereof. Everything that belongs to him belongs to him. The cattle of 1,000 hills. Not 1,000 cattle. He said a cattle of 1,000 hills. That's what the scripture says. What you're saying is wrong. 1,000 cattle. That ain't what it says. It's a cattle over 1,000 hills. I mean, 1,000 hills full of cattle. He on all of them. The earth and the fullness thereof. And everything that dwelleth in belongs to him. So you belong to you. You belong to him. You don't belong to you. You just think you belong to you. Well, let me help you out. If he turns his arrows, you'll see if you belong to you. Let him turn his arrows. And you'll see the first person you're going to call is the owner. Jesus! You're going to call the owner. But yeah, you've been running this house. You taking it anywhere you want to go. Doing whatever you think you're big and bad enough with. Think you own it, but you don't own it. Let him turn his arrows. Forget water, because you can do without water, but you can't do without air. Let him turn his arrows. We ain't going to talk about the water, because you can thirst about 3 weeks before you actually thirst to death. So your body actually dehydrates. It takes 21 days for dehydration to kill you. Because you got enough water in your muscles and your fat cells to hydrate your body for 21 days. After that, you're going to die. Amen. You just say right there, I do a lot of study. Don't just come out here and talk.
It's all right.
I said 21 days for you to die from
It's
water.
all right.
Why you think Moses was able to stay in the presence of God for 40 days without water or food? Because he was standing in the presence of God. He wasn't just on the mountain. So God said, I'm going to make your spirit live while your body get halfway to death. And then when you get halfway to death, we'll see you back to the bottom. So you can get some. Oh my God. You don't even know what y'all got inside, y'all. Don't think we just come in here and hear somebody preach. You got something inside you. I'm talking about if it ever wakes up.
Come on.
See, that's what Satan's afraid of, Hazel. He's afraid of you waking up. He don't care nothing about you going to church. Just don't wake up. If you ever wake up, good God, I feel that. If you ever wake up, I'm going to fight you, Chris, not because I don't want you to hear the word, because I don't want you to wake up. See, I got enough sense to know God put you to sleep when you fail. And I'm going to keep you away from the jumper cables. Because if he ever hook up to you, if he ever hook up to you, he's going to jump you off. And if he ever jump you off, I won't be able to tell you to do it no more. Because now you got some strength and you're like, I ain't going to let him know who you talking to.
That's right. That's right.
And he talking to somebody other than Pastor Coach. Let me show you where God took himself out of the equation. He said, let them have dominion. The word dominion means to dominate, to control, to rule over, to subdue, to bring into subjection. Wait a minute. Notice he didn't say, let them have dominion over the devil. Where's the devil at? But wait a minute. He was already down here. Before God created Adam and Eve, Satan was kicked out of heaven. Because Jesus said, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven to the earth. Right? See, when we read the Bible, when I tell you stuff like that, you let me know what I'm talking about. When you read the Bible, you know what I'm talking about. He said, beheld him fall like lightning. How fast did lightning go across the sky, sister? So fast, it's like you barely see it. He said, Satan went by so fast, I didn't really get to see what happened. All I heard was boom, he was gone. I was there to witness the boom part, but I didn't hear the crash. That's how fast he fell. But he fell. But God never said he had dominion over the earth. He said he's the prince of the world, but not the earth. You the prince of the earth, but not the world. So you trying to make God make you rich in the world. I'm not waiting. God never gave you dominion over the world. If you read the Bible, it said, for God so loved the world. He ain't talking about a system. The word world, if you got to study the Bible so you can know. The word world means the society or the public, the people.
That's right.
God don't love the system. He loves the people in the system. That's why Jesus said you in the world, but not of it.
That's right.
The system doesn't belong to you. Because once you move out of darkness into the light, you're integrated into a new kingdom. And that kingdom comes with its own system, its own provision, its own development. God has his own system. That's why sin can't operate in God's system.
It ain't that you can't operate in God's system. It's that sin sin that you incorporate by living in disobedience can't operate in God's system.
That's right.
See, anytime you disobey God, you are a representation of the rebellion of Satan. And because God hates Satan, he don't hate you. This is helping a lot of people today.
Yes.
God hates Satan. He never hated you.
Right.
But when you yield yourself to rebellion, God hates the rebellion because it reminds him of Satan.
That's right. Come on with it.
That's it.
That's true.
That's it.
So God ain't trying to kill Sybil. He's trying to kill the mindset that Sybil that rooted her because it keep her disobedient to him.
That's right.
So if you go through stuff, it ain't God mad at you.
That's right.
Really what he's trying to do is save you. But we're not taught that. So we get on the offensive and say, God, he just took all my stuff. It really wasn't yours.
That's right.
Truth be told, you got it from the system.
That's
Got
right.
it from the system.
That's right.
How can I give you another kingdom if you won't let go of the one you got? Thank you, Holy Ghost.
Jesus.
A woman or a man can marry another woman, and a woman can marry another man.
Yeah.
But if she didn't let go of her first husband, she's still married to him.
That's
You
right.
just said right be deep all you want to.
You done said a
That's right.
mouthful.
You said right up be deep all you want to.
That's right.
You said that be deep all you want
You
to.
said a mouthful.
I'm gonna say that again.
That's right.
If she didn't detach from him,
That's right.
I ain't talking about signing no paper. He gonna live in one house and you gonna live in another. If you don't get him off your,
That's right.
if you don't get him off your soul, you still married to him. You just got another man in the bed with you.
That's right.
That's right.
That's so true.
That's right.
Jesus.
You sit right there for a few minutes. That's why you can't just get saved. You gotta go past getting saved. Because if you just get saved, you're still married to the devil. That's why when God challenged you to stop living like him, you get married to God. God said, I don't want you married to him anymore. You married to me.
That's right.
You think I want to share a kingdom with my children? I doubt that. You better not talk about him. You don't even want to hear it now. I don't even want to have the thought that you was going to. Don't even bring that up. Don't even bring that up.
Go on and tell
I
us.
don't want to hear that.
That's right.
You preaching.
Yeah.
And she knew me the same way.
That's right.
I don't even want to have a thought. So we don't let the thought enter into our mind.
I know it.
That's right. Come on.
You preaching.
Yes.
It take work.
Because thoughts are seeds. You water them long enough, they're going to start growing.
Right.
Listen. No. He said something heavy here, brother. Yeah, you hold her hand, but in your mind you holding the next level.
Come on.
In your mind you holding that one you left, because you ain't never got rid of them. See, you in church, and you hear God's word, but because you won't let that thing go, you sit there and think about it. Here's what the devil do. The devil knows that you attached to it. That's why you sit in church and keep bringing it up. Just say right there. God, he knows it, so he keeps showing you an image of it in your head. And then he tell you it's your fault that you lost it. That's it right there. You're the reason. But no, it was never yours.
That's right. Good God Almighty. Stay out there.
So
Thank you, Lord.
Go ahead on.
That's good.
Thank you, Lord.
see, in order for me to get God, like the Bible talks him, and the Bible shows him, and the Bible represents him. See, I was married to the old Joshua. Me and him was in a relationship.
Yes.
Whatever he say do to you, I did it. That's what happens in a relationship. Ain't it right? Anybody ever been in a relationship? Especially when you love somebody. Boy, you're turning against your own woman for them.
Yeah.
Yes, you will.
You'll abandon your whole family. They can't tell you nothing wrong about it.
Yeah.
But yet you know they're telling you the truth.
Yeah, that's right.
You know it.
Yeah.
Then you won't even leave them.
Yep.
Because you think you love them. Oh, I love them. You just love them. That girl, he gave you 2 black eyes and a butt and left. And you still talking about you love him. That's what the devil done did to you. He done took all of your stuff, bust your eyes, broke your lip, treated you like dirt, took everything he gave you, abused you, lied to you, stole your stuff, and you still won't let it go.
Come on.
Yes. Come on.
And you still won't divorce it for real?
Yeah.
For real.
I just want God to make my life better. Not with the devil he won't.
No lying.
God ain't fixing to make you have a better life with the devil. Don't be like me, still pay the kill bills while she married to another man. I must be crazy to pay her bills while she married somebody else. Why you may think you God will take care of you while you still sinning? The devil is a lie.
That's good.
The devil is a lie. You better stop. Oh, I got it made. You ain't got it made. Keep playing with God and go to bed. You see how made you got it.
Right.
Drop you back down to zero. In a hurry.
Just like that lightning.
DeVale, Beth's gonna leave you today. She'll marry Joe, but she wants you to take her like you still take her, like you know that's huh? But you ain't doing that. Then why would we expect God to do us that way? Now, y'all need to have hope this way. Y'all mind up here where I'm at? It seems comical, but this is gospel truth. Why do you expect God to treat you like a wife when you're not? Why? Huh? Why? Ain't gonna do it. Huh? Is it? You know the Holy Ghost said? Because he showed you compassion doesn't mean he wants you to stay there.
That's right.
The compassion is for you to leave,
That's right.
not for you to stay. Because he showed you mercy, that don't mean he wants you to keep doing it. He only showed you mercy so you can stop doing it.
That's right.
But see, in your mind, you think he showed you mercy so you can keep doing it. Yeah. And then your mind will tell you that lie. I'm going to stay right here. And that mind will tell you that lie and say, well, did God answer your prayer? You prayed about the promotion. You got it. You ain't got to really marry him. You got the promotion. But God said, I gave you the promotion to show you how much I love you.
Yes,
Let me help you out. I'm going to drop this bomb on you real quick. But if you don't stop doing what I told you to stop doing, I'm going to take the promotion and then some.
Yes, he will.
I'm just going to take the promotion. I'm going to take the promotion and I'm going to take a little more. How we got over here? They talking to somebody. No, we out here now. We out here. We up to the neck. So what you saying, Pastor?
Thank you,
That
Lord.
God will be merciful to me because he want to save me?
Yep.
What did Jesus say? He said, by love and kindness have I drawn you. God only answers your prayer in that state for not for you to stay in that state. To show you that he hear you when you pray. This is what he hoping. This is what he hoping. He hoping that when you pray, are y'all listening to me? The next time you'll talk to him about the real problems. Say it again, Brother Wayne. See, dominion in the earthly realm doesn't belong to God. And most people will argue with me and tell me that that's not true. But the scriptures support everything I just said. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, over the cattle, over all the, some of it. All. Let me help you out with that. So you could be in China and call God down. Because dominion go all over the earth.
Yeah, that's right.
You can be in the Bahamas and call God down. You can be in Texas. You can be in Mexico. You can be wherever you want to be, and he'll come right to where you at. Because you got the dominion. You can call God wherever you want to come at. Y'all listen to me. So at the family union, we get God coming.
Yes, sir.
We ain't have no church. We just talking about how good he is.
That's right.
And he come right to where we at.
That's right.
Jesus.
Now wait a minute. If I were disobedient and not doing what he told me to do, he ain't finna show up where I'm at. But guess what? He won't stop me from talking about it. But it will stop me from seeing it.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That was a whole nugget you should keep that. Did you hear that? See, that's why folks in this day and time, they talk about God, but very few of them can show them to you. But they're religious. They know scriptures, but can they show you God? And then y'all say, well, you can't either. My life does. How I live show you God.
Yes.
Just the fact that in this generation, I can be the husband of one wife and not want another one. First thing Satan offers pastors is another woman.
That's right.
And then when the woman won't work, he offers money.
That's right.
That's right. That's right.
And when the money won't work, he offers them power.
That's right.
Notice every time I come out here, I'm always killing me. Y'all remember that?
That's right.
Well, every time I come out here, I keep putting my feet on my head.
All right.
Because he keep offering. And every time you see how I get rid of it is, I talk about it. I expose it.
That's
See, anything you can't expose, he gonna use against you.
right. That's right.
Just sit there. Well, you play heat. He just turned up the heat. Just keep on playing.
That's it. So true.
That's right.
That's true. Boom.
I
Yeah.
got the microphone.
Say it.
That's right. That's right.
Where is it at?
It's fair.
Lord have mercy. I thought you had that big old thing. Say that again, brother.
If you keep it hid, you want it.
That's it. That's right.
Did y'all get hold of it?
Anything in your life.
Anything in your life.
Boom.
That's right.
Well, he just dropped the nuke.
Yes, sir.
I can't believe y'all still saying
Yes,
that.
sir.
He said,
If you keep
if you keep it hid,
you won't.
you want it.
Yeah.
Oh, you know the Holy Ghost said, your girlfriend, and you got one, or your wife, once she busts you with another person, and the first thing you're going to say, it ain't like that. You keep it hid. It ain't like that. That's just my friend. She just wanted to go to the stove and I just gave her a ride. It ain't like that. Busted cold red. I mean, in your hand. It's like this towel in my hand. It's in your hand. And the first thing you say, this towel ain't like that. It ain't like that. It ain't like that. But then I got the evidence in my hand. It gotta be like that. No, just say it ain't what it look like. It ain't what it look like. That ain't what it look like. That ain't what I was doing. Hide it. You know why you hide it? Because you want her to believe that it ain't like that.
That's right.
So once she come down, you go back to what you tired. Because it is like that. Go right back to it. That's why when I come out here, I make it transparent. I want to be like a piece of glass. I want you to be able to look through. Because anything I won't be, listen, anything I can't share with you, you're going to use against me. See, dominion works by being open, not by being closed. How are you going to get power over something if you can't face it? Huh? If you can't face it, you won't never get power over it. And you ain't got to tell everybody here your business. Some of y'all so jacked up on the inside that you got to convince yourself you're pretty. Why you just can't accept the fact that you're pretty?
That's right.
Why you just can't accept the fact that you're pretty? Anorexic people. You know what anorexic is, right? It's when a person believes that they fat, but they skinny like this. But their mind had told them they're fat, so they don't eat. They about to die. You see how powerful that mind is? And every time you yield to it, you give it more power over it. But in order to kill something, you got to take its life away. Are you listening to me? The mind is part of you now. You ain't gonna get rid of it without feeling it. Let me ask you a question, Martin. If I cut your thumb off, will you feel it? Why? Why would you feel it? Huh? Your mind.
Not just your mind, but it's part of you. If it was not a part of you, you wouldn't feel it. What you saying, Pastor? That thing you've been yielding yourself to all these years is part of you now. So you're going to feel it when God take it out. You're going to feel that. Because it's part of you now. But listen to this wisdom, how dominion also works. You might feel the death of it. But that same dominion that separates you from the thing is the same dominion used to put joy in the place.
That's right. That's right.
So every time you separate, you don't have to, it's like going to the doctor. You got to get some anesthetics, anesthesia before they operate. They just cut you open while you still feeling it. All anesthesia do is turn off that part of your brain that makes your body feel. Make it numb so it don't work. Turn off the sensory. Turn off the sparks. You know you got 9% electricity inside your body, right? You got enough electricity in your body to power a 9-volt battery. That is 3 volts from a battery that sits in your car outside. It's a 12-volt battery in your car. And you got 9 of them inside of you. How do you think those signals go from your brain to your fingers? They're traveling not in your blood, but on electricity. So when your brain, you see how fast that works? My hand was like this. It happened so fast, my brain sent a signal to make my hand go up. But it is so rapid and repetitive that I never feel the process. That's some of the problems. You've done it so long that you don't feel the process no more. Before you came to that place, you felt the process. You don't feel it anymore. Now it's just starting to happen. Anything you feel before it happens, you can stop it, can't you? Right? But once it becomes a force of habit, you don't feel it no more. That's why you can't stop it. The dominion ain't with God in heaven. He never said, let man have dominion in heaven. That's what he said. He said, let Hazel rule the earth. That's anywhere you at. Anywhere you at, my sister. This right here, working with that right there, and your body being brought into subjection to his rule, give this right here power to call that down, that up there, down to here. Who don't want that? It doesn't matter what I achieve, Brother A. If I didn't achieve it in God, I didn't achieve nothing. Because guess what time gonna do to it? Take it from you. The only thing time can't take from you is your relationship with God. Everything else is going to take. You can write that down. It'll take people out your life. It'll take cars. It'll take houses. It'll take jobs. It'll take money. Time always takes something. But the one thing time can't take, Sister Latoya, is your relationship with God. So no matter how hard a time you've had, you still got a relationship with God.
Glory! Hallelujah!
Oh, boy, I felt that. So no matter what I'm going through, I still got a relationship with God. That's how I rule, Brother Wade. I don't rule for me, I rule for you. And long as I keep this under subjection, Paul said in 1 Corinthians, you should read it. 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 27 is my favorite verse. But read on from verse about 25 to 27. He said, I keep under my body. He don't say nothing about the world. He said, I keep under my body, at least I preach to you, and I myself be disqualified. He said, there's something in my body that's going to obey God. It just won't do what God said. I don't care. I don't raise the dead and still want to act crazy. I done seen blind eyes come open. Now you imagine, you're not Paul. Paul wrote about this in Romans chapter 7. He said, when I want to do good, he was present with me. He said, I done done a lot of things, but yet I see this other law working in me. I see something else keep coming. No matter how much God moves on you, feel something else show up. But why did he stop it from showing up? Because he gave you dominion. That's why he didn't stop it. Let me show you how this dominion works on through. He gave you the dominion to operate his power, Sister Cora. And his power won't work without your dominion.
That's right.
Yeah, but I'll break it down even further. So when you pray, notice God don't always give answer. He gives instructions.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's what he did.
Don't he? Somebody talk to me? Somebody talk to me? Somebody talk to me? Notice.
Yeah. Come on.
Say that again.
He tell you what to do.
Yes.
Notice when you pray, God don't always give answer. He gives instructions. Don't. Don't. Oh, I got me some witnesses. 1, 2, 3, 4 witnesses here. Got them out for 2 or 3 witnesses. Every word is established. Now, so we got 3. He don't give answer, do it, Brother Bailey. He gives instructions. And when you follow the instruction, it takes you to the answer.
That's right.
Notice this, Latoya. You been out there praying about something. Lord, I want you to deal with my husband. Lord, I want you to deal with my wife. He tell you how to act.
That's right.
And if he tell you how to act, then you be like, that ain't got nothing to do with what I'm just praying about. And then I'm not dealing with your husband in. I know. Lord, I need you to change Kim. I need you to change Kim. He said, let me change you first. I'm like, they ain't got nothing to do with what I just asked. I'm praying. I ain't gonna pray no more. And then I'm back in that closet praying again, Brother Brian. Lord, I need you to change Kim. I need you to change Kim. And keep showing me. I'm like, that ain't what I'm talking about. I stopped praying. But guess what? When I did the instructions, everything got better. I don't know, I'm talking about when you first got saved. You got a whole bunch of junk in you when you first got saved. Especially you served sin you half your life. And you just got saved. Now, your junk ain't going away because you just got saved. So that's your problem. Y'all thought because I laid my hands on you, everything got better. No, the door open, but you still got that junk in there that you got to throw out. You told it in there, nigga. You got to throw it out. You think God gonna clean the house up and you know you gotta do that. But he will assist you in toting that couch. He will help you with that refrigerator. He will help you with that washer and dryer. He help you get it out of there. So you don't have to drag it out there by yourself. He'll help you. He'll help you with it. If he get it out of you, if he won't get it out of you, my name ain't Joshua Cole. He'll get it out of you. Only with your help, though. That's what I love about it. I don't have to carry all that stuff by myself. You need a scripture, thank you, Holy Ghost. Cast your cares upon the Lord. Peter said. For he careth for you. Careth. That's part of getting that stuff out of there. Lord, you know I can't do this. I can't stop beating Kim. Boy, next time she say something, I'm going to go ahead and get them eyes, get the lips, get the forehead, and everything. But you told me anger was an issue that shouldn't be a part of my life. Now, I don't want to do that no more. See, the dominion was in me, but the power ain't. I wish I could have catch that right there. The dominion in me, but the power ain't. So my dominion releases the power. God,
Preach, Pastor.
what you telling us, Pastor? That when you get in your prayer closet, you ain't got to argue with people no more. You ain't got to fuss with them no more. Don't get out of shape with them no more. Don't get all emotional and wrecked over them no more. Get on your knees. Open up your dominion and let his power come down. You ain't got to go back and forth with folks no more. I promise you, you'll pray for real. That's why the Bible, thank you, Holy Ghost. The Bible said, bless those that curse you. Bless and curse not. Pray for those that despitefully misuse you. He said, because I'll take care of them. All you got to do is let your dominion bring down my power, and I'll take care of it. You ain't got to get no, don't worry yourself out with them, Joshua. I got it. You do what I say, I do what you say. Will you, Lord? That's our agreement? Yeah, that's our agreement. Oh, you should never told me that. You should have told somebody else that. You done told me that? I'm fixing to do it. Even if it means I got to walk by myself, Christians. I'm going to do it. Because thief to get God in the car with you, and you ain't in church, and you can feel the Holy Ghost like you at church. Be in the back of the milk truck, the one thing speaking in tongues, I'm like, what are all that doing back there? I'm having church. I ain't gotta wait till I get in 4 walls to experience God. I can get him in the back of the milk truck. Get him my rolling milk in the Dollar Journal and speaking in tongues. I had to bring this milk to you, but I wasn't finished, so I had to bring it with me. You have the dominion. God has the power. And as long as you stay linked to God, and sum it up for you. So it's simple. As long as you stay linked to God, He uses your dominion in the earth to bring His power from the heaven. That's why Jesus said, whatever you bind, I'll bound. You know, those two different words. He used bind, B-I-N-D, and bound, B-O-U-N-D. He said, you bind it, that means you'll stop it from moving.
Oh!
And I'll bound it up, I'll tie it up so it will never move. That is a word to you. Matthew chapter 16. He said, I'll give you keys to the kingdom. I'll show you how to operate. Y'all listening to me? That's your dominion and His power working together. Why do you think He went and talked to Moses about the children of Israel in bondage? He said, I need somebody to go down there and talk to Pharaoh. You mean to tell me God couldn't go talk to Pharaoh? He got there, He made Pharaoh, didn't He? But God needed the bodies to go down there and free the children of Israel. You want them free? Give them your body. Romans chapter 12, verse 1 says, present your body. You want them free? Give them your will. You want them free? Give them your mind. You want them free? Give them all your attitude. Any characteristic of you that's not lined up with the Word of God, you're supposed to kill and destroy. That's what the book says. Fortify the disease in your body by the Spirit. Put it to death. Anything you're not like God, you're supposed to take this two-edged sword and let it cut it apart. Christ and separation. I pray God says something to help you. I pray it inspires you to change. It's easy to agree with somebody while the feeling's there. But what you gonna do when there ain't no feeling?
Come on now.
You have to learn to serve God without feelings.
That's my faith. It's my faith.
That's when faith works.
That's it.
I had a lot of feelingless days. I didn't feel God. I felt like He was on the moon and I was on the earth. But it didn't make me go back to the world, Brother Brown. I kept right on serving. I served Him by faith, not by feeling. Even though they start with F, they're not the same word. There are going to be times in your life you're going to serve God by faith, not by how you feel. Because if that be the case, then you ain't going to never serve God. Because that quarter mind you got is going to always keep your feelings jacked up. I don't judge God by how I feel. I judge by what I know. It's the Word. So be encouraged. Know that you got the dominion. Ain't nothing too hard for God. But don't let it be too hard for you. You hear me? Ain't nothing God can't accomplish in your life. But He can't accomplish it without you.
Right.
Okay? Come on, Sister Coach. I'll give God some praise.